center stage. Cyril Roget is the Michelin Worldwide Director of Scientific and Innovation Communications, joining us from the Michelin headquarters in France.
Welcome here to the Michelin Primacy 4 launch event in that beautiful resort in Pattaya. So it's my pleasure to have you all here to talk about some of the things that you have seen in that movie, those two movies in fact that were on the screen just before, passion and innovation. Those are fundamental elements that you will find in every Michelin employee around the world, that passion for innovation. And it's not new, in fact, it's in our DNA since the start of the company almost 130 years ago. Our purpose is we want people to have a better way forward. And that's not only word, that's something that is fueling Michelin since the start. Give you a few examples that are less probably known than the other one. Back in the 1930s, when people started to have cars, Michelin innovated by giving away 30,000 road signs. So they give away 30,000 road signs to give people an indication of where they could go. They had a car, but they were just driving around. With that, they could have a destination. With another innovation, that was the Michelin Guide, they were giving a goal to people to go somewhere and drive their car. That's how Michelin has been visionary since the start. In 1946, of course, everybody knows that, we innovated by inventing the radial tires, where all the tires were cross-placed. That was a huge safety improvement and longevity improvement at that time. Later on, back in the 1990s, Michelin invented the silica compound. That was also a huge innovation for longevity of tires and safety again. So you see that this is really in our core, in our DNA, from every employee around the world. From our top management, Mr. Jean-Dominique Sénard is very keen around innovation. And he said that's a key domain where we will continue to invest in the future. So to give you some signs of that investment, some key figures that we wanted to share with you about innovation in Michelin. The first one is, last year, we spent 640 million euros in innovation budget. So that's a huge investment for the group. This is to show how we believe that innovation is important for the group. There are a lot of people working around tires and innovation in the group for product and services. 6,000 people out of the 130,000 that were in the group, 6,000 people are working in innovation. So that's a huge number. And we protect innovation. We protected last year by developing patents at 416 patents last year to protect our innovation. Up to now, this is a huge number. We have almost 12,000 patents to protect our innovation around the world. So this is a huge investment, but we have a number of people because tires are complicated. Some people believe that tire is just rubber injected into a mold. It's not the case. It's a little more complicated than that. A tire is made out of 200 different components, okay? From cord to steel to different type of rubbers to the architecture. So 200 different components. That's why we have in the group 350 different competencies that are working around the tire. Just that, 350 different competencies. And what those people are doing. So what are our mission in innovation? There are two levels. The first one is we are here to understand the consumer needs. We are a company that is very consumer-centric. We have a lot of people trying to understand the consumer need. And we try to answer to their tiniest safety detail, and we'll see tonight that safety is at the core of what we do every day. But also to the most extreme performance that you will find in some exotic cars like the one you have on the screen here, which is the latest Bugatti Chiron, which was up to recently with the Michelin tires, the fastest car in the world. It has been beaten very recently by the Koenigsegg Aviera RS, which was also on Michelin tires, but this was the fastest ride. And this is what people in R&D are doing. Every day, they are trying to push the limits of what they know to develop better products. So we want each product to be better than the previous one. But we need to think about the future. As I explained, Michelin is a visionary company, and we wanted also to show that we are a visionary company by showing how we see the future. What are the key programs that we are working on? And this is why, to anticipate the trends of the future, we have developed the concept vision that you have seen in video at the beginning of my speech. This is something very important. This is something that we developed to show how we see the trend of the future. This is an integrator, let's say, an integration of some of the key research programs that we are working on in Michelin. So, and we want that mobility of the future to be safer and to be more efficient and more sustainable. Because you know that trains, the number of cars are going to double in the next 20 years, and we won't be able to do that if we keep the way we are doing today. So we want to change that. And this is why we invented the Vision train. So what is Vision? It's a mobility solution that is made of 3 different elements. The first one is a structure without air. Why? And you are especially aware of that when you are in regions where the roads are not always in good condition. You have a lot of puncture. You have a lot of pin shock damage. What we call pin shock damage is the damage of the train going into a hole. Or people don't like to check their pressure, or they don't have time, or they don't find a place to do it. So a good solution is to have a train without air. Okay? How it's going to be made? It's going to be made of recycled and renewable material. In fact, the Vision concept was presented at what we call Moving On last year. And Moving On is a new mobility summit where Michelin invites a lot of partners to discuss and take actions around some of the key mobility challenges of the future. So this is very important. And this year, we announced at Moving On that we are taking an ambition to have 80% of renewable and recycled material in the train in 30 years. 80% of renewable and recycled material in the train in the future, in 30 years. So this is a huge ambition. The second element, which is very important, is you know also that the people are not train experts. And usually when they go into the store, they don't really know what they want, what is good for them. This is why we want the system, an ecosystem to be connected between the driver and the Michelin expert. So we are giving them advice based on how we understand how they drive, where they drive, the type of car, the type of roads they have. So we can always give them the right solution for them. And this is very well connected with the third point, and this is, bear with me, this is really a revolution. I've already said that, but this is a trend that you can recharge directly on your vehicle with 3D printer. So a thread that you can recharge on your vehicle with a 3D printer. This is what you have seen in the movie. And this is key because it solves the problem of being, let's say, having a train that is being designed and thrown away after its first life, especially for passenger cars. Here the structure will be able to last the life of the car. So you don't have to throw it away, you just have to recharge it. Those 3 elements are projects on which Michelin is currently working on. Okay, this is a dream, but this is a dream that we believe we can access because it's all program of research that we are currently working on. So this is not science fiction. And the concept vision is also very well aligned with what we call our circular economy strategy, which we call the 4R. The first R is reduce. We want to reduce the amount of material that we put in tires. We want to reduce the consumption of tires in service. The second R is recycle. We want to put more and more recycled material into the train. And this is why, in fact, last year in October, we bought a company that is called Lial, which is making high technology powder made from tires. The third R is renew, for renewable material. It's linked with our commitment of recycle and renewable material. So we want to put more renewable products in the train to be less dependent on oil-based products. And the last one is reuse. Okay? So reuse the core, for example. So increase our retreading also for truck. So those are key elements: reduce, renew, recycle, and reduce, renew, recycle, and reuse. Those are the 4 R, which is part of circular economy strategy. So you see that we work from very high level, anticipate the trends of the future, but we also work to understand the consumer need of today, trying to understand what they think of time, what their expectation for new and warm times. So let's see a small video that will show you what they think.
The smooth ride.
To be strong.
Safe must be the first.
So that's why it's more smooth driving. So this will be the most safety reason.
Honestly, I want a tyre that I don't have to think about. When I need it to do its job, it does it and I don't have to worry.
We're dealing with safety. I look for quality, so I will trust known brands.
I think you cannot control the car as well as you think.
I cannot guarantee that it's 100% safe as new, so I have to drive more carefully.
I just feel like not comfortable.
The tire will lose its grip, the less performance it will give on the long run.
When you brake with a used tire too much, the braking is not so good. You will make 5-10 meters more and you can get an accident.
Your first contact with the road are the tires.
I would say definitely safety goes down.
I feel worried about you can't really control it, then it's your life.
Tire is gonna be the part of our life. If it's got something wrong with the tire, it causes more tons of accidents.
You can put your family in danger. You cannot deal with all elements from your life that you have to deal with, you know.
If there will be tire that is going to provide you safety still, if it is already worn, then of course that will be great. Who wouldn't want that?
Video that a lot of people, you see those anxiety in the words they use about the safety of the tires. And this is a key question that we have started to address with Michelin officially, let's say, last year with a long-lasting performance program. It's to answer the question for the consumers. How do you know you're safe on your tire? Okay? How do you know you're safe on your tire? So why do we have that question? Well, because today, if you look at what is practiced in the industry by journalists, prescribers, car makers, tire makers, we only test tires when they are new, only when they are new. But the problem is, new tires, it does not exist. It exists only on the shelf at the store. Okay? Only at that time they are new. As soon as you start to drive, the tire performance changes. As soon as you drive. Okay? A little bit at the beginning and then faster. Well, so how do you know you're safe? If tires are measured only when they are new. Okay? So if we compare new and worn tires, we know some of the things. Okay? The first, there are some good news. Let's enjoy that. The first good news that you probably don't know, or you may, is that when worn, grip on dry road will improve. The more you drive on dry road, the safer you are. The more you drive on dry road, the safer you are. Okay? This is like a racing tire. You know, racing tires are what we call slick. They don't have any structure, and they are the fastest tires on the grip on dry road. This is exactly what happened to your tires, you'll see also, and this is true for all the tires. Okay? When they wear down, they get better. There is a second good news, which is when worn, the fuel consumption created by the tires improve. This is also very important. One tank out of five is consumed by the tires. Why? Because tires, when you have to deform them to drive, they are generating heat. Okay? So that energy is absorbing a part of the consumption of the vehicle. So 1 tank out of 5 is consumed by the tires. Well, the good news is there is a 20% improvement on average between a new and a worn tire. So the more you drive your tires, the more fuel efficient they are. But this is a good news also. So we have seen two good news: dry road, safety, and fuel consumption. There is a bad news, as in all the stories, of course. Well, the bad news is on wet roads, your safety decreases with tires wear. And this is true for all tires. This is true for all tires on the market. When worn, the bigger stopping distance you will need on wet roads. Okay? So if we come back to our questions, is how do you know you're safe? Because your tires were measured when they were new, and now you are not as good as when they were new. So how do you know? So Michelin decided at the end of 2016 to buy 24 tires from the market on the same size and to do a little experiment. So this is what we have done. We have bought 24 tires from the market. This is just an example here. And this is the braking distance of those tires on wet roads that we obtain. So you see it goes from 20 meters braking distance to 70. And this is the results and the ranking obtained. The letter doesn't mean anything. It's random letters. We don't want to say brands or things like that. Those are tires from the market. From the best tire at the bottom, the shortest braking distance, to the worst one. They are ranked in the order when they were new. Then we buff those tires to 3mm tread depth. And I will explain why we do 3mm. Oh, big surprise. The ranking of new tires is not the ranking of tires at 3mm. Then we decided to buff those tires to the tread wear indicator and redo the same braking distance exercise. This is the white bar. Again, same surprise. The ranking obtained on new tires is not at all the ranking obtained on worn tires. So, it's quite surprising, but if you take some example here, for example, tire A, its average when it's new, well, surprise, it's not so bad when it's worn. Okay? So, it's pretty good tire during its life. Second example, tire N, it was good, it was one of the best when it was new. It's really not good when it's worn. So we believe that consumers should know that when they buy tires, not only new performance. Okay? So this is why we launched the long-lasting performance program, to try to obtain that tires are tested when they are worn, and not only when they are new. So in that case, you know the level of safety that you buy for the life of the tire. We did another example here. Same time, same vehicles, different results. Two cars with two different tires, okay, but the same type of car. Braking distance new with the two different tires. This is something that we usually see when we do exercise on new tires. Okay, 34, 43 meters. Then we buff those tires to the tread wear indicator again, and we redid the test. And there another surprise. A worn tire that is as good as another new tire. So now imagine that you arrive in the store with that tire worn, and you buy another tire new. You are not any safer with your new tires. Okay? So we believe that tires should be tested when they are worn on wet roads to indicate the level of safety of tires. Okay? So we did testing at 3mm. Why? Because when we took tires from the market, worn tires that we found at the end of life, we measured the tread depth of all those tires, and worldwide, incredibly, 3mm. It means that people dismount their tire around 3mm on average. If we were able to indicate the level of safety to the consumer and ensure them that they are safe up to the tread wear indicator, they could keep their tire up to the tread wear indicator. If we were doing that, instead of them dismounting at 3mm, there are huge savings. There are savings in terms of safety, because people will know if they are safe. But secondly, if worldwide we were all dismounting tires at 1.6mm, that is 400 million tires that will be saved each year. 400 million tires. That's a huge number. Second, it will save 35 million tons of CO2. 35 million tons of CO2. It's the emission of a ton like New York City over 6 months. So it's a huge number. New York is big. And then we asked an external office to do some calculation for us. They calculated that for Europe only for Europe, consumer will save 6.9 billion euro per year by doing so. So by doing that, which is a safety initiative to guarantee the performance at the end of life and helping people to keep their tire longer, this is the savings we could have. So it's huge. So how is that possible? So I'm going to go into a little science, not rocket science, okay? It's going to be simple. So I think all of us can understand that. What do we need to get a good tire while braking on the road? You need 3 elements together. That's why it's very important. You need a good, what we call tread rubber, which is the rubber that is in contact with the road, the quality of the rubber by itself. Second, you need an effective tread design, the structure that you see around the tire, with effective grooves and edge. What we call edge is a sort of siping, cutting in the tread, that will help to cut the film of water on the road. And the third element is the contact patch shape, how the tire is round or not to evacuate some water on the road. All those 3 elements together make a good traction tire on the road, all 3 together. So now let's compare 2 tires when they are new, okay? And you see that you have rubber, of course, the rubber is a rubber, and you have groove and what we call the edge of the tire. Now we buff those tires again to the tread wear indicator. And this is what you obtain. Life happens, so of course this is to simulate life. And you see that in some case, most of the features disappear during the life. So you don't have those 3 elements together at the end of life. And this will make the difference between a tire that is a good wet braking or a tire that is a less good wet braking. But importantly, all those technologies that we talk about, rubber, groove, sipes, and contact patch, this is not rocket science. This is something that is available for everybody. It's just that not everybody is designing tires to perform when they are worn, because nobody was caring about that. So we think that this is something that every tire manufacturer could be able to do, to design a tire performing well at the end of life. Okay? So, in summary, Michelin starts a discussion around what we call the worn tire performance. Okay? And we think it's important as an industry to do that. Second is technology exists today on the market to design and manufacture tires that are perform well in wet condition, even when worn. And last one, tires should be designed to perform well through their useful life. So then you can answer the question of the consumer, how safe I am on my tires. Okay? So we show those little videos and graphs to the same consumer that you have seen at the beginning, very anxious, very worried about their tires. Let's see their reactions.
One car.
That's pretty impressive.
Really?
And this is much more, 5.2 meters, right? Huge difference.
One tire.
One tire.
Wow.
Worn tires is better than brand new.
Yes, the used tire from our brand is more efficient than the new tires from other brands.
This model?
Michelin Primacy 4.
Pleasure, my honor, to introduce to you the newborn child of the family Michelin that really redefined safety when new and safety when worn by combining the power of innovation of the group and all those discussions that we just had about safety when worn. This is the Michelin Primacy 4.
And now, Michelin proudly presents Michelin Primacy 4.
Product by itself. I will like you to welcome on stage Louis Giraud, Vice President of Marketing for the region. Louis.
Thank you, Cyril, for sharing the vision of Michelin.
Thank you, Cyril. Good evening, everyone. I think we have in the room 9 countries represented from all over the region of Asia, Oceania. So welcome everyone. To me it's a pleasure to welcome you. It's a pleasure and an honor because you've seen the presentation of Cyril, what is at stake for the industry with this topic. And in fact, today with the Michelin Primacy 4, we have a beautiful occasion to push somehow the limit of safety and to push the industry towards better safety for consumers. So let's talk about this a bit further. So Michelin Primacy 4 has been designed on 4 main features. We have talked about safety, when new, safety when worn, and I think you will hear that a lot during this evening and tomorrow. But it has been as well designed for silent and comfortable rides. Okay? So I will start with our consumers, because when we develop our products, we always have the consumer in mind first. Let me introduce you to Mr. Smith. So Mr. Smith is a happy father of 2 young kids. He enjoys spending time with his family and with his friends. And Mr. Smith is not too much into cars, so he has a rational relation with his car. He's not going to take a lot of information on the newspaper, on internet, etc. But he has a very rational opinion about mobility, about cars. Mr. Smith, he knows a few things on tires. First, he knows that it's very important for his safety. He has been able to drive it in different conditions, and he knows that there's a lot at stake here. The second point, he knows that there are some differences between brands. So he knows a few things about tires, and basically I'm sure that in the room you know a lot of Mr. Smith. Actually, worldwide, Mr. Smith represents more or less 20 to 25% of the overall drivers. So it's a big segment among the car drivers. He has a few concerns. The first concern he has, or first challenge that he has, is bad roads. And basically in our region, in Thailand and in many countries in the area, we all experience this type of situation. You drive, you have potholes, you have joints, and basically it's not a very pleasant feeling. And you expect from your tires comfortable ride, but as well safety here. So it's a first concern and first challenge for Mr. Smith. The second challenge, raining. Driving in heavy rain, and especially when it's dark. And there I come back as well with the presentation of Cyril, and you remember that when worn, the tires under rain, under wet conditions, they are less safe. So basically it's a concern because everybody has experienced that when it's raining hard, and especially when it's a dark situation, basically there's more at stake in terms of safety. So it's a second challenge, and he's basically expecting safety with his tires. Actually, it's his main concern. Last concern, Mr. Smith spends a lot of time in his cars. So basically, when he drives, from time to time he experiences traffic jam, and he expects a silent and comfortable drive. So that's what he's expecting as well on his tires. Now, what about worn tires? You remember that Mr. Smith is not too much into cars and tires, so he doesn't know much about tires, but he knows a few things from on worn tires. And let's remember what our consumers have said about worn tires. Basically, they were all saying that they feel unsure, that they feel that they lose grip, and that they sacrifice safety. And in fact, they are right on wet conditions. Not on dry condition, as Cyril explained us, but on wet condition, where it's the major concern for them in terms of safety, they are right. And we have not only asked this lady, we have asked different consumers in different countries to tell us about their perception of safety throughout the usage of the tires. And what do they tell us? They tell us, when I buy a new tires, I buy usually with a professional dealer, I feel safe. Normally, the dealer has maybe the correct advice for my situation, and I feel safe. Usually after 1 year or 10,000 kilometers, I will rotate. So once again, I will have the opportunity to have a professional advice, a check on my tires, and I feel safe again. But when I start to drive, starting from these points, then my feeling of safety is decreasing. And basically, from time to time, especially under rain condition, I can start that I lose grip. And that's the point of concern of Mr. Smith and of these consumers. Usually, after 3-4 years in our zone, in our area, or 40,000 kilometers, 50,000 kilometers, then the consumer have in mind that they need to change their tires, and that's what they are doing, because they are reaching this point of safety perception. So let's see now what we propose them with Michelin Privacy 4, and what is the situation basically. Take time this evening and maybe tomorrow to detail you a bit these results, but basically I can tell you that we tested in Europe, we tested in China, and we retested in our zone beginning of the year, and we are surprised by the results. We are not expecting such a big gap with the premium set that we tested in our zone. So it was really a big somehow surprise, and we are very proud with this product for this type of results. So now, the next question is, how do we achieve that? I won't answer on my own. I will let the floor now to our product marketing expert for E2A region, so East Asia and Oceania, Mr. Kunjat. So thank you to welcome you.
good evening, everyone. I'm happy to share with you the product detail of the new Michelin Primacy 4. So basically, this is the demonstration, the repeated demonstration of the wet braking test that has been conducted by the third party to Raran, Thailand, at the beginning of this year in January 2018. The wet braking was done with the speed 80 kilometers per hour until zero, okay, on a Honda Accord fitted with the dimension 225/50/17. So the first line that you see here show the Primacy 4 with the new condition, braking distance, okay. The second line show the other premium brand new condition as well, the braking distance. And the result, Michelin Primacy 4 new condition brake shorter than the average of other premium brand by 2.5 meters. Okay. Now let's look at the worn condition at 2 millimeters remaining tread depth. So this is a little bit above the 1.6 millimeters TWI legal limit. Okay. So let's see the result of the worn condition. The third line is the Michelin Primacy 4 worn condition braking distance. The fourth line is the average of other premium brand braking distance under the same worn condition. And the result here you will see that Michelin Primacy 4 worn condition brake 5.1 meters shorter than the average of the other premium brand. Okay. What is more interesting to see here is that the Michelin Primacy 4 worn condition can brake even shorter than the average of other premium brand new condition by 1.8 meters. Okay, so this is quite significant. That's what we have discovered. So a lot of you might ask, okay, how do we achieve such a good result? So basically, we deploy a key technology called Evergrip. Okay. There are two key elements to it. The first one is the new sculpture geometry design. So basically, we design the lateral groove which is wider and squarer at the bottom of the lateral groove of the tire. Okay. This gives us plus 50% in terms of more space for water evacuation under the worn condition. Okay. This is to ensure enough and efficient water evacuation throughout the tire life. The second key element to it is to the Evergrip technology is the new tread rubber, okay, that we have. So basically, it allows to resolve a traditional trade-off between the tire's rolling resistance or the fuel-saving part of the tire versus the wet grip performance. The next slide will show you how it works, how the new tread rubber works. Okay. On the left-hand side, you will have the typical silica mix compound. Okay. With a poor interaction between the rubber chain and the silica element in the compound, and they are unevenly dispersed in the compound. Okay. On the right-hand side diagram, you have a much better interaction, a stronger interaction between the rubber chain and the silica element inside the compound with the help of the active bonding element in which we see the red dot over there. And they are evenly dispersed throughout the compound. This allows us to increase also the content of the silica compound inside. Okay. As you know, this will improve the energy loss as heat in order to get a better wet grip performance. Okay, so the better the rubber can generate the heat, the better wet grip it becomes. Okay. So let's see now how Michelin can keep the status quo of being the most comfortable tires in the market. So basically, we deployed the second key technology called Silent Rip Generation 2. What they are? So basically, there are interlocking bands, the yellow one that you see on the diagram on the right hand side, interlocking bands across the thread area in between adjacent thread blocks. Okay, so these interlocking bands help to minimize the thread block deformation, which generate the air pumping effect, and it creates the sizzling sound from the thread pattern. Okay, so here is the simple demonstration of how air pumping effects works. If you can join me in this exercise, so if you put your hand together, okay, like that, and if you try to press your palm in and out, what do you hear? You hear a squeezing sound. Okay, this squeezing sound was created because of the air pumping effect. Okay, so if you cannot push your palm against one another, basically there is no sound. Okay, so this is how the interlocking bands works in the primacy hole, again across all the thread area of the tires. Okay. Let's see now in terms of the product availability. Primacy 4 is available from 15-inch to 18-inch in over 50 dimensions, covering all the sedan from small, large to luxury sedan. Okay, so for example, if you're talking about Toyota, we are talking about Toyota Altis, Camry, Honda, Honda City, Honda Civic, and Honda Accord, for example, BMW 3 Series.